Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Minister Sun Ho Kim, Acting Minister of National Defense, Republic of Korea, and Admiral Samuel J. Paparo, Commander, Indo-Pacific Command, welcome to the United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea Change of Command Ceremony. We would like to welcome the following distinguished guests: United States Ambassador Philip Goldberg, all United Nations Command member state ambassadors, members of the National Assembly National Defense Committee Yong Won-yu and Song Chan-bo, former Minister of National Defense Wook Soo, former Chairman Republic of Korea Joint Chiefs of Staff Song Jo-jong, In Chol-won, and Song Gyum Kim, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Byung Wong-chung, Gyeonggi Vice Governor Song Jong Kim, Incheon Mayor Jong Bok-yoo, Pyeongtaek Mayor Jang Sung-jung, and all other flag officers, general officers, and distinguished guests, families, friends, and service members of United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea. Today, we bid farewell to General Paul J. LaCamera and formally welcome General Xavier T. Brunson. During today's change of command ceremony, General LaCamera will relinquish his duties as the United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea Commander to General Brunson. Providing the music for today's ceremony, the 8th Army Band, commanded by Chief Warrant Officer Richard Chapman and drum majored by Staff Sergeant Cody Avery. Represented on the field today from left to right are Republic of Korea and United States Combined Forces Command, led by the Combined Forces Command Deputy Chief of Staff Major General In Kyu Kong and Command Sergeant Major Hyuk Il Kwan. United Nations Command, led by Lieutenant General Derek McCulley and Staff Sergeant Jack Dawdle. 8th Army, commanded by Lieutenant General Christopher Leneve and Command Sergeant Major Robin Bulmer. 7th Air Force, led by Deputy Commander Brigadier General Kurt Heffenstein and Command Chief Master Sergeant Jeremiah Ross. The United Nations Command Color Guard, under the direction of the United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea Command Senior Enlisted Leader, Command Sergeant Major Jack Love. Marine Corps Forces Korea, commanded by Major General William Souza and Sergeant Major Ishmael Bamba. Naval Forces Korea, commanded by Rear Admiral Neil Kaprowski and Command Master Chief Nick Messina. Special Operations Command Korea, led by Brigadier General Derek Lipson and Command Sergeant Major Paul Langley. Space Forces Korea, commanded by Colonel John Patrick and Master Sergeant Sean Stafford. The salute battery for today's ceremony is provided by 1st Battalion, 37th Field Artillery Regiment, commanded by 1st Lieutenant Faith Poore. The honored Marine, Corporal Chizoba Nzima, is presenting a single red rose to Mrs. Teresa LaCamera. The rose is in full bloom, which symbolizes our love and respect for her devotion and loyal support of United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea service members and their families. In lieu of a full bouquet, Mrs. LaCamera has made a donation to a local charity. The honored non-commissioned officer, Sergeant Isaac Starstadt, is presenting Mrs. Kirsten Brunson a single yellow rose on behalf of the officers, non-commissioned officers, and service members of United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea. Yellow is the color of joy and friendship and symbolizes the relationship between service members and families. Shortly, the rose will blossom, as will the friendships that will bloom during Mrs. Brunson's time with the command. In lieu of a full bouquet, Mrs. Brunson has also made a donation to a local charity. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation delivered by Chaplain Colonel Chol Kim.
Please join me in prayer. Almighty God, as we witness this time-honored change of command ceremony, we thank you for appointing remarkable leaders, General Paul J. LaCamera and General Xavier T. Brunson. Their dedication and service have profoundly shaped our military legacy. We honor you for General LaCamera, whose leadership has been an inspiring force that has influenced countless servicemen and women and their family members across national boundaries. Bless him with your words. Bravo, Zulu. Well done, good and faithful servant. As always, walk with the team LaCamera. As General Brunson assumes command, we seek your wisdom to guide him, illuminate his path with your grace, and empower him to lead with courage and humility. May his decisions reflect your will, ensuring peace and prosperity of our homelands. Your unchanging presence with us is our strength. Protect and guide us as we remain committed to duty, honored in our country, which defines our profession. In your mighty name, 전능하신 하나님, 주님의 거룩한 뜻에 따라 폴 J. LaCamera 장군과 Xavier T. Brunson 장군들을 세우셔서 우리 군을 발전시켜 주심을 감사합니다. 이 임하시는 LaCamera 장군께서 행동으로 정의하시고 과정으로 입증해 보여주신 나라와 민족을 넘는 영향력 있는 리더십을 인하여 감사를 드립니다. 잘하였도다 착하고 충성된 종이라는 주의 말씀으로 축복하시고 지금까지 행하신 것처럼 끝까지 팀 라케마라와 동행하옵소서. 취임하시는 브런슨 장군에게 지혜로 덧입혀 주시고 그 가는 길을 주님의 은혜로 밝혀주시며 용기와 겸손으로 주의 뜻을 이루어 나갈 수 있도록 영육간에 넉넉하게 하옵소서. 모든 결정이 주님의 거룩한 뜻을 따라 한미 양국의 평화와 번영의 축이 흔들림 없게 하옵소서. 저희로 여상하신 주님의 임재하심이 우리에게 가장 큰 힘이 됨을 잊지 않게 하시며 우리의 임무와 명예 그리고 우리가 사랑하는 나라에 대한 헌신을 다하도록 우리를 보호하시고 인도해 주시옵소서. 존귀하신 주님의 이름으로 기도하옵나이다. 아멘.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the left side of the formation. There you will see the Secretary of the Joint Staff, Lieutenant Colonel Macklin Brunell, serving as today's adjutant, who will initiate the ceremony with sound attention. As the 8th Army Band, a cornerstone of military tradition and musical excellence, takes the field to perform Sound Off, we witness a remarkable fusion of history, honor, and military precision. The band you see before you represents the culmination of nearly 250 years of American military tradition. Originally constituted in 1916, the 8th Army Band has a storied legacy, beginning as the band section for the 35th Infantry Regiment. Through its reorganization in November 1950 as the 8th United States Army Band in the Republic of Korea, it has stood the test of time and conflict. Notably, during the Korean War, the band distinguished itself, earning the meritorious unit commendation and 2 Republic of Korea presidential citations for its exceptional service. In April 2022, the band was further recognized with the Army Superior Unit Award, highlighting its continued excellence and dedication. Today comprised of 41 highly skilled soldiers, the 8th Army Band is the only musical unit west of the international date line and represents both 8th Army and the U.S. Army Pacific throughout the Indo-Pacific region. The sound-off, a call to arms and a prelude to ceremonial proceedings, carries with it centuries of military tradition. It serves not only as a signal for soldiers to gather, but also as a display of the discipline, precision, and spirit of the armed forces. This performance is emblematic of the strength of the U.S. Army's all-volunteer force. It not only showcases our soldier musicians' high level of readiness and technical proficiency, but also serves as a celebration and affirmation of the bonds of camaraderie that unite our force. As we look to the future, the alliance between the Republic of Korea and the United States stands as a beacon of international partnership. It is a relationship built on mutual respect, shared values, and a unified vision for a peaceful and prosperous world. The Republic of Korea and the United States are truly one team, serving as a symbol of a strong alliance and a mutual commitment to defense in the most consequential theater and the most consequential time in our shared history. At this time, the commander of troops for today's ceremony, Major General John Widener, the United Nations Command and United States Forces Korea Chief of Staff, will take his place on the field with the Joint Staff, which includes Brigadier General Stephen Gorski, J2, Major General Hank Taylor, J3, Major General Frederick Christ, J4, Major General Douglas Clark, J5, Colonel Eric Welcome, J6, and Specialist Zechariah Forbes, the 8th Army Command Bugler. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of honors. As a reminder, as the band plays honors, all military personnel will render a hand salute. The official party consists of Minister Sun Ho Kim, Republic of Korea Acting Minister of National Defense, Admiral Samuel J. Paparo, Commander, Indo-Pacific Command, General Paul J. LaCamera, United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea Commander, and General Xavier T. Brunson. Incoming United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea Commander. For today's ceremony, Minister Kim has deferred honors to General LaCamera. At this time, Captain Romeo Peterson of the Fire Support Cell, Headquarters and Headquarters Battalion, 2nd Infantry Division, is presenting General LaCamera with a salute casing from today's Salute Battery Honors. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, the official party will take the field to conduct the inspection of troops. The flames of war engulfed the Korean Peninsula on Sunday, June 25, 1950, when the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, with support from the Soviet Union and eventually the People's Republic of China, invaded the Republic of Korea. After nearly 5 years of relative peace, the barbaric actions taken by Kim Il-sung set Korea on a course for war that continues today, unresolved in a state of armistice. And one of the first challenges to the post-World War II rules-based international order, the United States and members of the United Nations answered the call to defend the Republic of Korea in one of the clearest and most consequential displays of collective security in history. As the DPRK's wartime legacy is embodied by the brutal and inhumane Kim regime, the ROC, US, and the United Nations legacy is embodied by the Tri-Command. United Nations Command came into existence in July 1950 after the United Nations Security Council adopted resolutions calling for members to provide forces to repel the armed attack and restore international peace and security within a unified command under an American commander. United Nations Command's contributions were essential to halting DPRK aggression, reclaiming ROC's sovereign territory, and sending a clear message to communist regimes that the rules-based international order would stand against aggression. Since signing the armistice in 1953, UNC embodies the international commitment to enforcing the armistice in support of Korean security and prosperity. In 1957, United States Forces Korea was established as the senior command for American military forces on the peninsula. As the second of the tri-commands, USFK embodies the United States' ironclad commitment to the ROC-US Mutual Defense Treaty and serves as the nexus for ROC-US military coordination in defense of the homelands. Since its establishment, USFK's presence in Asia has clearly signaled to adversaries that United States forces remain ready and committed to fight tonight for peace and security on the Korean Peninsula. The ROC-US alliance continued to evolve when in 1978, Combined Forces Command was established. CFC assumed the role of warfighting command in Korea. Its mission is to deter and, if necessary, defeat armed aggression by external threats. As the integrated headquarters for ROC-US forces, CFC is bolstered by ROC capabilities, United Nations Command member states who commit their forces to the defense of the Republic of Korea, and the United States Joint and Interagency Forces. Just as in 1950, would-be aggressors on the Korean Peninsula should heed the words, "Kachi kapshira." General Paul J. LaCamera assumed command of United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea on July 2nd, 2021. During the past 3 years, UNC, CFC, and USFK have continued to enforce the Armistice Agreement, deter aggression from external threats, and defend the homelands of not only the ROC and the United States, but of member states as well. In the face of an increasing nuclear threat by the DPRK, the United States demonstrated its commitment to extended deterrence by increasing deployments of strategic assets to the Republic of Korea. At the same time, the ROC and US established a new nuclear consultative group to strengthen extended deterrence, discuss nuclear and strategic planning, and manage the threat to non-proliferation posed by the DPRK. The tri-commands must always maintain a high state of readiness in the face of growing strategic threats posed by the DPRK. In armistice conditions, we must work to achieve our goal of peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula, Northeast Asia, and the Indo-Pacific region. We stand ready to deter aggression and, if necessary, defeat any adversary. Under one flag, Kachi kapshira, fight tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the national anthems of the Republic of Korea and the United States of America, as rendered by Mr. Joseph Robinson.
동해물과 백두산이 마르고 닳도록 하느님이 보호하사 우리나라 만세 무궁화 삼천리 화려강산 대한 사람 대한으로 길이 보전하세. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight all the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say the star-spangled banner yet wave, of the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, shortly, the official party will take the field to conduct the passing of the UNC, CFC, and USFK colors. The colors represent not only the unit, but also the unity and loyalty of its service members. They are the commander's symbol of authority, representing his responsibilities to the organization. The change of command ceremony is a military ceremony that is rich with symbolism and heritage dating back to medieval times. Service members often carried staffs or standards into battle that identified them as a unit. Throughout military history, unit colors have marked the position of the commander on the battlefield and served as a rallying point. Whether attacking or rallying, service members would follow the colors or guidons of their leader, most often found at the forward edge of battle. In more recent times, the colors represent not only the heritage and history of the unit, but also the unity and loyalty of its service members. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority, representing his responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander is, the colors are there as well. The passing of unit colors represent the transfer of authority and responsibility from one commander to another. The command sergeant major is the keeper of the colors. As the senior enlisted service member in the unit, he is the spokesman for both the loyalty and concerns of the service members and is the principal advisor to the commander. In accordance with Army Regulation 600-20 and other applicable military regulations and policy, the undersigned assumes command of the United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea, effective 20 December 2024. Signed, General Xavier T. Brunson. Ladies and gentlemen, the Republic of Korea Acting Minister of National Defense, Minister Sun Ho Kim.
우리 임하시는 라카멜라 장군님, 또 취임하시는 브론슨 장군님, 또 이 취임 행사를 주관하러 오신 파파로 인도 태평양 사령관님, 그리고 자리를 빛내주신 내기빈, 그리고 한미연합사 장병 여러분, 오늘 우리는 한미동맹 발전과 한반도 평화를 위해 지난 3년 6개월간 헌신한 라카멜라 장군과 작별 인사를 나누고 신임 연합사령관님 브론슨 장군을 환영하는 뜻깊은 자리에 함께하고 있습니다.
General Paul LaCamera, the outgoing commander, General Xavier Brunson, the incoming commander, Admiral Samuel Paparo, commander of Indo-Pacific Command, who is presiding over this ceremony, distinguished guests, and the dedicated service members of the Iraq-U.S. Combined Forces Command. We are gathered here today for a meaningful occasion to bid farewell to General LaCamera, who has dedicated the last 3 years and 6 months to the development of the Iraq-U.S. alliance and peace on the Korean Peninsula, and to welcome General Brunson, our new Combined Forces Commander.
라카멜라 장군님은 취임 기간 동안 변화와 도전 앞에서 용기와 결단의 리더십을 보여주셨습니다. 특히 수많은 난관이 있었던 연합사의 평택 험프리스 이전 사업을 탁월한 추진력을 바탕으로 성공적으로 이끌어 주신 것을 우리는 기억하고 있습니다.
During his tenure, General LaCamera demonstrated leadership of courage and resolve in the face of change and challenge. In particular, we remember how he successfully led the relocation of the Combined Forces Command to Camp Humphreys in Pyeongtaek, overcoming numerous obstacles with exceptional drive and determination.
또한 북핵 미사일 고도화, 9.19 군사합의 전면 무효화 등 그간의 엄중한 안보 환경 속에서도 연합훈련 정상화, 연합전력 전개 확대 등 한반도 안보와 연합방위태세 확립을 위한 전폭적인 지지와 노력을 보여주셨습니다. 아울러 한미 정상의 워싱턴 선언을 군사적으로 뒷받침하기 위해 북핵 위협에 대비한 CNO 개념 발전 등 연합작전 수행 체계를 획기적으로 발전시키셨습니다.
Furthermore, even in the face of a grave security environment marked by the advancement of North Korea's nuclear and missile capabilities and the complete nullification of the Comprehensive Military Agreement, General LaCamera demonstrated steadfast support and tireless dedication to normalizing combined training and expanding the deployment of combined forces, thereby safeguarding security on the Korean Peninsula and enhancing our combined defense posture. He also contributed to implementing the Washington Declaration through military measures, spearheading innovative advancements in combined operational systems, including the development of the CNO concept to address the North Korean nuclear threats.
탁월한 리더십과 업무 추진력으로 한미동맹 발전에 큰 획을 긋고 임하는 라카메라 장군과 곁에서 훌륭히 내조해 주신 평생의 반려자 테레사 여사님께도 감사드리며 두 분께 힘찬 박수를 부탁드립니다.
With his outstanding leadership and exceptional drive, General LaCamera has made a significant mark on the advancement of the ROK-YES alliance as he bids farewell. I also extend my gratitude to his lifelong partner, Mrs. Teresa LaCamera, for her unwavering support. Please join me in giving them a warm round of applause.
대기비 및 한미연합사 장병 여러분, 또 오늘 취임하는 브론슨 장군님은 이라크 자유작전, 아프가니스탄 항구적 자유작전과 자유의 파수꾼 작전에 참여하여 수많은 공을 세운 현대전의 명장입니다. 또한 오직 공의를 행하고 인자를 사랑하며 겸손히 행하라는 성경 구절을 늘 마음에 품고 이를 실천하여 부하들로부터 존경받는 훌륭한 지휘관입니다. 이처럼 능력과 인품을 겸비한 브론슨 장군이 신임 연합사령관으로 취임하게 된 것을 축하하며 마음 든든하게 생각합니다.
Honored guests and service members of CFC, General Brunson, the incoming commander, is a master strategist of modern warfare who made numerous contributions during operations such as Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, and Operation Freedom Sentinel. Moreover, he is a leader who embodies the biblical verse, act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly, earning admiration from his subordinates through his actions. I extend my congratulations to General Brunson, a leader of unparalleled capability and integrity, on his appointment as the new commander of CFC, and I take great reassurance in his leadership.
아울러 브론슨 장군은 군인 명문가의 가족으로서 부친께서는 27년간 육군에 복무하였으며 베트남 전쟁과 걸프전에 참전했던 전쟁 영웅이시고 부인 크리스틴 여사 또한 예비역 육군 대령이자 육군 여성 명예의 전당에 이름을 올린 훌륭한 군인이었습니다. 이처럼 평생 국가와 군을 위해 헌신해온 브론슨 신임 연합사령관과 그의 가족을 환영하는 마음을 담아 큰 박수를 부탁드리겠습니다.
Moreover, General Brunson hails from a prestigious military lineage. His father, a war hero, served 27 years in the Army, participating in both the Vietnam War and the Gulf War. His wife, Mrs. Kirsten Brunson, is an exemplary soldier, a retired Army colonel, and a member of the U.S. Army Women's Foundation Hall of Fame. Let us extend a warm welcome and give a big round of applause to General Brunson and his family who have dedicated their lives to serving their nation and the military.
대기비빈 한미연합사 장병 여러분, 한미 동맹은 지난 70여 년간 국내의 안보 환경 변화와 다양한 위기에도 불구하고 위고 투게더의 정신으로 이를 극복하며 동맹을 지속 강화해 왔습니다.
Distinguished guests and the service members of CFC, for more than 70 years, the ROK-YES alliance has faced numerous crises and changes in the security environment, both at home and abroad, but through the spirit of We Go Together, we have overcome these challenges and continuously strengthened our alliance.
We Go Together는 6.25 전쟁의 포화 속에서 탄생한 구호입니다. Together는 인류가 지향하는 보편적 가치인 자유, 인권, 법치를 위해 어떠한 위기에도 깨지지 않는 피로 맺은 약속이자 형제를 상징합니다.
We Go Together is a slogan born in the midst of the Korean War. Together symbolizes a promise and brotherhood forged in blood, unbreakable in the face of any crisis, dedicated to the universal values of freedom, human rights, and the rule of law that humanity strives to uphold.
뿌리 깊은 나무는 바람에 흔들리지 않는다는 한국 속담이 있습니다. 굳건한 신뢰를 바탕으로 맺어진 한미 동맹은 어떠한 난관이 찾아오더라도 절대 흔들리지 않을 것입니다. 이러한 위고 투게더의 가치를 한미 양국은 물론 브론슨 장군과 한미 연합사 장병들이 계속 이어나갈 것이라 확신합니다.
There is a Korean proverb that goes, "A tree with deep roots does not sway in the wind." The Rock-Yes Alliance, founded on unwavering trust, will not sway in the face of any obstacles. I am confident that the spirit of We Go Together will continue to thrive, not only between our two nations, but also through General Brunson and the service members of the Rock-US Combined Forces Command.
끝으로 라케말라 사령 장군과 테레사 여사의 앞날에 건강과 행운이 함께하기를 기원하며 신임 사령관 브론슨 장군이 지휘하는 한미연합사 전 장병의 건승을 기원합니다. We go together.
Finally, I wish General Paul LaCamera and Mrs. Teresa LaCamera good health and fortune in their future endeavors, and I extend my best wishes for the success of all service members under the command of General Brunson at the Rock-US Combined Forces Command. We go together.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, Admiral Samuel Paparo.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm very honored to be part of this very special ceremony and a very important day for U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, for United Nations Command, for Combined Forces Command, for Commander United States Forces Korea, for the LaCamera family, and for the Brunson family. I'll presume there's no translation then. Annyeonghaseyo to Vice Minister Kim Sun-ho, and to all of our government and to our military leaders, and to our friends from the Republic of Korea. And a very warm hello to Ambassador Philip Goldberg and to all of our diplomats. Thank you all for coming. To all of our allies and our partners gathered today, thank you for joining us and for being a part of our time-honored tradition during these critical times. To all of our fellow component services, to veterans, to distinguished visitors, to family, to friends, thank you for coming and for being part of this very special event. I want to thank the team from the UNC, CFC, USFK, the team that put this magnificent event together. It's a testament to your commitment to excellence. I hope those that would do ill to the Alliance were watching the exhibition of precision and excellence before your eyes, from the singing of the anthems to the military drill, to the formation flyby. It was executed with the kind of military precision and excellence that they can expect on the field of battle. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause for all the service members who are represented today by all three commands. I do want to take a moment to recognize Paul and Teresa's family. And I know that many of them are already watching from afar, and I want to recognize they who also serve growing up in a military family. Their son Jack, a Navy veteran and now a pastor, and his wife Amanda, their three daughters, Bree and her husband John, Katie, her husband Brandon, and Maggie, her husband Andrew. 15 PCS moves, many of them during critical times, during middle school and/or in high school years, and this in addition to Paul's cumulative 9 years of combat deployments. And I believe this is a record in the Joint Force. And over the years I have served with Paul continuously, he's never uttered a word or a boast about this record of combat deployments that he's made, this sacrifice. Never uttered a boast about how long he's been gone and about how you have sacrificed. I don't think anybody in the modern era has given as much as Paul and your family to our nation, and we're all deeply, deeply moved to it. Paul's missed almost a decade's worth of birthdays and sporting events and holiday activities. And despite all of this sacrifice, your children have excelled and grown into the wonderful adults that they are today. And Teresa, a mother of 4 wonderful children, a grandmother, and your youthful countenance belies that, an Army brat and a U.S. Military Academy graduate, and I'm very sorry for the grievous loss you suffered last weekend, and an Army veteran. And over the last 3.5 years, you've served here on the USO Korea Board of Directors, hosted senior spouse cultural exchange events, and provided leadership and mentorship to the Spouses Club, the Red Cross, the Hello Friends reading program, and also organized International Women's Day luncheon for the spouses of UNC, volunteered as an honorary member of the Seoul Children's Welfare Committee, and contributed to the welfare of orphaned children in Korea. And this, just in the last 3.5 years, of which doesn't include 4 decades of service and sacrifice as a soldier, spouse, mother, and volunteer. We so admire not just the LaCamera family and what you've given, but to all the families that make up UNC, CFC, and USFK, a national treasure. Please, a round of applause to the LaCamera family. Paul and I, we were chatting, and Paul and I have been friends and teammates, and he has been as much a mentor to me as a friend and a teammate during all that time. And we have been continuously on mission in the same theater for almost 7 years continuously. And I've learned so much about him, about his physical courage, his moral courage to do what is right and to say what is right, his calm, confident demeanor, and his focus on doing what is right and doing it extraordinarily well. Oliver Wendell Holmes once said that the mark of a first-class mind was finding simplicity on the far end of complexity. And that's what you could always do, Paul, was that you could cut through all of the fanciness, understanding it with exquisite precision, and turning it into something that all the rest of us could do something with. That's your calling card. By focusing on the task of shoot, move, communicate, consistently focusing on the fundamentals to achieve proficiency through exercises and operations, ruthlessly focused on combat excellence, we have a joint and combined force that can conduct complicated combined arms maneuver and fight tonight extraordinarily well. Paul's focus and leadership by example has resulted in consistent execution of large-scale military exercises in combined, joint, multi-domain operating environments, including ULCI Freedom Shield, Freedom Edge, and many others, and including, as Minister Kim said, one of the pioneers of the trilateral exercises between Republic of Korea, Japan, and the United States. And by enabling the joint force to fight tonight, Paul has improved the capability and created time and space for leaders, preparing our service members to fight and win on the most dangerous pieces of ground. These past few years were, and still remain, critical on the peninsula, in Northeast Asia, and in the Indo-Pacific. And Paul, you brought to bear unique capabilities in Special Operations Forces and Conventional Forces, to bring this capacity to the entire joint combined community and fostered the trust of the civilian leaders, the interagency, and built on the trust and bonds forged over 7 decades with our Korean allies. He led through 4 long-standing priorities of United Nations Command and CFC, USFK: sustain and strengthen the alliance, maintain the armistice, transform the alliance by modernizing and taking care of people, and sustaining the force. And the nation owes a debt of gratitude for Paul's 40 years of selfless service. Paul's moving on to what's called a retirement. I suppose it'll probably be about 30 days of some catching up to sleep and then back into the fight one way or the other. Paul and I, Paul, you and I will be in contact once you've decided that you're ready to do that. And you'll be missed by many. I'll bring up a quick anecdote. Minister Kim said, upon your arrival here and bringing the headquarters here to Camp Humphreys, did you leave a monument? And without skipping a beat, Paul said, only the leaders that I've left behind. And that's throughout the entire joint force. That's the only legacy that we ever leave by, is the DNA that we pass to the leaders that we leave behind. And X is one, and I'm one. Everybody within earshot and everybody throughout the joint force is one of those. And for all of us, we owe you just such an incredible debt of gratitude. And for me, I think you know the deep bonds of our friendship. And so, Paul, many thanks, and as we say, bravo, Zulu. The troops on the pen will not miss a step as we welcome X and Kirsten to the Republic of Korea. And I'd like to recognize X's family members, some of whom are watching online. Mother Delphine and Father Albert Brunson, a retired sergeant major, as discussed, a veteran of Vietnam and Desert Storm Hoa. I don't know if X's 2 younger brothers are able to make it, but both are logisticians. Javi works for the G4. Tavi works for U.S. Army Central at Shaw Air Force Base. Kirsten, retired Army colonel. That is 130 years of combined service in the Army. More than half the time of this great republic that we serve in is the time of combined service of the Brunson family. Rachel's a student at DigiPen Institute of Technology in Redmond. Rebecca in Boston, Massachusetts. And Joshua, who I catch eyesight of right here, is a high school student here at Humphreys High School, a competitive athlete who recently competed at nationals and now midstream has changed high schools, as we have discussed before. And after 24 years as a Judge Advocate General, a former Army judge, and as Minister Kim said, an inductee in the Army Women's Foundation Hall of Fame, Kirsten, you've sacrificed much as a soldier and your family, and now we continue to ask so much more of you, and we're so grateful to you and to your family for coming here to the peninsula, and we're so grateful and blessed to have your service here on the peninsula for all of the Brunson family. X, thanks for your continued service in the Indo-Pacific. You and I have been serving together for a little bit, also together in our last theater, and then here in First Corps together, having served together in JTFs together in so many exercises to prepare ourselves so that we can be ready enough so that the unforgiving hour never comes. And given this dangerous security environment, with North Korea's increasingly aggressive behavior and our adversaries' transactional symbiosis with the PRC, with Russia, North Korea, the troops have got to be ready to fight tonight. You're the right leader for this challenging assignment. Everything that you've done has brought you to this moment right now, from First Corps throughout your entire nearly 35 years of service that's brought you up to this point right now. The alliances and partnerships that you've helped strengthen, your intimate knowledge of the Indo-Pacific, your combat experience, your persistent and direct leadership, and your personal touch, the warmth, the spirit, the soldier care that you exhibit, that's your calling card, all of this has brought you to this moment. We have the utmost confidence in you and your ability to take this command to the next level. To the entire command, including 28,500 U.S. service members to 600,000 service members of the combined force, thank you for carrying out your duty to be ready to fight tonight. Thank you for everything that you do each and every day for our combined force, for our respective nations. To our Korean ally, our alliance is steadfast. We go together, we stay together, always. I'm honored to serve among each and every one of you. Katsi kapshida, we go together. Thank you.
At this time, we would like to invite General LaCamera and his spouse Teresa to join Minister Kim at the front of the reviewing stand. General LaCamera was commissioned in the Army as an infantry officer in 1985. Over his 39 years of service, he has served at all levels of leadership, including platoon leader, company commander, battalion commander, regimental commander, division commander, Corps Commander, U.S. Army Pacific Commander, and culminating as the Commander of United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea. At this time, the Acting Minister of National Defense, on behalf of the Acting President and Prime Minister of the Republic of Korea, in recognition of outstanding meritorious services rendered to the national security of the Republic of Korea, I hereby present, in accordance with the Constitution of the Republic of Korea, the Order of National Security Merit Tongil Medal to General Paul J. LaCamera, signed Han Duck-soo, Acting President and Prime Minister of the Republic of Korea. Admiral Paparo will now present General LaCamera the Defense Distinguished Service Medal. The citation reads, "For exceptionally meritorious service to the government in a position of great responsibility over a 39-year career, culminating as the Commander, United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea. General LaCamera's patriotism and unparalleled service leave a lasting legacy, and his distinctive accomplishments reflect distinct credit upon himself, the United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, United States Forces Korea, and the United States Army." General LaCamera and his wife Teresa have been married as of today for 38 years, 11 months, and 23 days. They will celebrate their 39th wedding anniversary on 28 December, 8 days from today. Throughout these many years of marriage, Teresa has displayed unwavering support for the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, guardians, civilians, and families of the United States military. For her years of dedicated service, Mrs. Teresa LaCamera is awarded the Distinguished Public Service Medal. The citation reads, "For outstanding public service supporting service members, civilians, and families, Mrs. LaCamera's distinctive accomplishments as a dedicated volunteer to the military community are in keeping with the highest traditions of public service and reflect great credit on her, United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, United States Forces Korea, and the United States Army." General LaCamera will now receive the Certificate of Retirement from the Chief of Staff of the United States Army, which states, "This is to certify that General Paul J. LaCamera, having served faithfully and honorably, is retired from the United States Army on the 20th day of December, 2024. And the flag of the United States of America for his years of faithful service to our nation. Mrs. LaCamera will now receive a certificate of appreciation from the Chief of Staff of the United States Army, which reads, "This is to certify that Mrs. Teresa LaCamera, on the occasion of the retirement of your spouse from the United States Army, has earned the grateful appreciation for your own unselfish, faithful, and devoted service. Your unfailing support and understanding helped to make your spouse's lasting contribution to the nation." At this time, General LaCamera's personal flag will be cased and presented by Sergeant First Class Annie Sparks from the 18th Airborne Corps and First Sergeant Justin Engel of the United Nations Command Honor Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to General Paul LaCamera and Mrs. Teresa LaCamera for their service to our nation.
All right, looks like they got the last click out of Junior.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of Old Soldiers Never Die and Auld Lang Syne. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, former commander of United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea, General Paul J. LaCamera, United States Army, retired.
All right, Sergeant Major, I guess I owe you some push-ups. All right. Now they got the last click out of Junior. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, esteemed dignitaries, allies, partners, families, and most importantly, the men and women of the United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, United States Forces Korea. Special shout out to Sergeant Major retired Brunson and the Brunson family, and to Grandma's gang. It's with a heart full of gratitude and reverence that I stand before you today as I prepare to relinquish command and retire from the United States Army. Let me begin by recognizing the incredible array of nations, families, and individuals represented here. Your presence is a testament to the enduring partnership and shared commitment that define our collective mission. Nearly 44 years of service have taken me across the globe, but Korea holds a special place in my heart. I've been fortunate to witness firsthand Korea's remarkable transformation. The Korea I see today is a testament to strength, sacrifice, and progress, a thriving nation that could stand as a beacon of freedom and prosperity. But this growth did not come free of cost. Over 7 years ago, 22 nations united to defend South Korea from an opportunistic and communist North. Today, the Republic of Korea is not alone, just as it wasn't then. Look around you. 18 nations stand shoulder to shoulder in support of Korea's growth, economy, security, and triumphs. The saying, freedom isn't free, carries profound truth here. This land has been sanctified with the blood of countless sons and daughters. Together, both of times of war and times of peace, we have forged lasting bonds. From the DMZ to the shores of Busan, from Kunsan Air Base in the west to Camp Mujak in the east, we stand united across the peninsula, not only in defense, but in our commitment to uphold the international rules-based order. Our mutual defense treaty doesn't name an adversary. It demonstrates the United States' ironclad commitment to the Republic of Korea against all threats. I want to express my deepest gratitude to the nations who stand with us under the United Nations Command. Your unwavering support has enforced an armistice that has maintained peace on the peninsula for over 7 decades. To each country represented, thank you for your sacrifices and your dedication. To the heart of Warfighting Command, the ROC U.S. Combined Forces Command, your efforts and readiness over the past 3 years have been extraordinary, but readiness is perishable. You need to hone it with General Brunson each and every day. War's character is ever-changing, and complacency is our greatest adversary. Continue training daily, remain vigilant, and make sure that kachi kapshida and fight tonight are not just hollow words. It's been a great honor to serve alongside you. To the 28,500 service members and the 15,000 family members, educators, contractors, and support personnel, thank you. I salute you. For those serving on remote tours as part of rotational forces, pass my gratitude to your families. To all of you, I say this: family is a basic fighting unit of our armed forces. Your sacrifices make our mission possible. You are the silent servers. I know my family has, and they have been the wind beneath my wings. We stand on the shoulders of giants who came before us. I often reflect on Colonel Retired Ralph Puckett, Jr., a hero whose legacy inspires us to embody courage and commitment, a man who taught me that combat is simple blocking and tackling. He's also the recipient of both the U.S. and ROC Medals of Honor. As I prepared to leave this command and retire, I've been reflecting not on many deployments, missions, or training exercises, but on the people, the relationships, camaraderie, and shared moments. It's the excitement of a young sailor in the engine room of or the Navy welder who told me that aviators make movies, SWOs make history. The precision of troops executing live fire training, the airmen who trained me professionally, knowing every bit of their craft, and the light bulb moments when our young soldiers discover their potential. The Sergeant Wemberleys of the world, who she represents all the non-commissioned officers that have made me the officer and the soldier that I am, or that I hope to be, like Ranger Merritt and all the Rangers that he represents, who taught me what the word standard is, just simply by saying, "Sir, what's the standard?" And then proceeded to exceed it in every single way. Sergeant Major Love, the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, guardians, and civilians performed magnificently today. Bravo Zulu. I think all the mistakes were made up here, and probably with 3 flag officers, 4 flag officers, although Chief, you did very well, trying to herd cats around the formation. Thank you. T. Lawrence once said, "All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by day in the dusty recesses of their minds wake in the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act on their dreams with open eyes to make them possible." I have met those men and women, and I wish you all happy hunting. To all the families who have made the ultimate sacrifice, including those loved ones that are missing in action, my deepest gratitude and prayers go out to you. Yours is a debt that we cannot repay. My class has a motto, which is nice, fits nicely on our crest. But we had a little saying around our dinner table that actually challenged us from my father. It's just simply this: good, better, best, never let it rest till your good gets better and your better gets best. Finally, I give thanks to my family, my lovely bride, thank you, I love you, to the children out there, the grandchildren, and I give thanks to our Heavenly Father for the blessings He's poured out on me and my family throughout this journey. May God bless each of you. May God bless the Republic of Korea, our United Nations member states, and may He continue to bless the United States of America. This will defend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea, General Xavier T. Brunson.
When I first came out here, my fingers worked. They do not work right now. So this is a bad thought to have separate loose leaf pieces of paper, which I'm supposed to manipulate up here, but I'm going to figure it out. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's an honor and privilege to stand before you today as the commander of United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea. I'm humbled by the responsibility entrusted to me and grateful for the opportunity to serve along such remarkable professionals, united by a common purpose and an ironclad commitment to peace and security on the Korean Peninsula. First and foremost, I thank God and also acknowledge my family. Your unwavering support and legacy of service inspire me every day. To my wife, Kirsten, and my children, Rachel, Rebecca, and Joshua, your steadfast dedication and sacrifices have been the foundation of my career. You represent the heart of our shared journey. and I'm extremely grateful for your love and encouragement. I also want to extend my gratitude to our President and our Secretary of Defense for this nomination, which brings me here, to Chairman Brown, Admiral Paparo, Minister Kim. Your collective leadership and vision have been instrumental in fortifying the bonds between our nations and advancing security of this region. To General LaCamera, Paul, thank you for your outstanding leadership, friendship, and mentorship. In both war and peace, I've always been able to call you a friend and a mentor. Your tireless efforts to foster bilateral, trilateral, and multinational relationships have set a high standard for the Tri-Commands. Your contributions are an enduring legacy within the Republic of Korea, Northeast Asia, and the Indo-Pacific. The U.S.-ROC alliance remains a beacon of stability and strength in an ever-changing world. Secretary Austin, in a recent visit to the region, emphasized America's ironclad commitment to both the Republic of Korea and Japan. He underscored the necessity of trilateral cooperation, stating that we remain clear-eyed about shared challenges in the region. The DPRK, China, and Russia pose complex threats to our security, and through our historic trilateral cooperation between the United States, the Republic of Korea, and Japan, we will continue to advance peace, deterrence, and stability across the region. I'm committed to upholding this strategic focus, as we confront the challenges of today and prepare for the uncertainties of tomorrow. However, words alone will not serve as a deterrent, nor will words reflect our shared commitment to peace and stability. To that end, our actions through tough and complex bilateral and multilateral training on this peninsula is absolutely essential in our ability to maintain peace, readiness, deter aggression, and strengthen our alliance. We must be ready. There is no substitute for being ready. Through our realistic joint and combined exercises, we will ensure our forces are postured to respond to any threat. Our ability to fight tonight and win tomorrow is grounded in how we train today. I'm also committed to reinforcing the role of the United Nations Command, whose international legitimacy and strength are vital to maintaining stability in this region. The participation and support of our multinational coalition of partners embodies the principles of collective security and our shared dedication to upholding the rules-based international order. As we move forward together, I'm reminded of the timeless wisdom found in Ecclesiastes 4:12, often attributed to Abraham Lincoln, which says simply, though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. This verse reflects the strength of our alliance, the solidarity of our trilateral partnerships, and the resilience of our multinational coalition. United, we are stronger and more capable of meeting any challenge. I pledge to serve with humility, respect, and an unyielding commitment to our shared mission. I look forward to working alongside each of you as we build upon the legacy of those who came before us and strive to create a future defined by peace and prosperity. Thank you all very much. Under one flag, we go together, fight tonight. May God bless the United States of America, our partners, the Republic of Korea, and the soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, and guardians of our 2 great nations. Thank you. Kachi kapshida.
This last procedure and the most traditional part of the ceremony is the pass in review. From the earliest times, the pass in review has demonstrated the glory and strength of the assembled troops. Passing before you now is Commander of Troops, Major General John Widener, and Joint Staff from United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea. The 8th Army Band, commanded by Chief Warrant Officer Rich Chapman and Drum Major Staff Sergeant Cody Avery. The Republic of Korea and United States Combined Forces Command, led by Major General In-Gyu Kong and Command Sergeant Major Hyuk-il Kwon. The United Nations Command, led by Lieutenant General Derek McCulley and Staff Sergeant Jack Dawdle. The 8th Army, commanded by Lieutenant General Christopher Leneve and Command Sergeant Major Robin Bulmer. Seventh Air Force, led by Brigadier General Kurt Heffenstein and Command Chief Master Sergeant Jeremiah Ross. Please stand and render honors to the national colors. The United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, United States Forces Korea Color Guard is led by Command Sergeant Major Jack Love. Marine Corps Forces Korea, commanded by Major General William Souza and Sergeant Major Ishmael Bamba. Naval Forces Korea, commanded by Rear Admiral Neil Kaprowski and Command Master Chief Nick Messina. Special Operations Command Korea, commanded by Brigadier General Derek Lipson and Command Sergeant Major Paul Langley. Space Forces Korea, commanded by Colonel John Patrick and Master Sergeant Sean Stafford. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join us in the singing of the Army song. The words are found in the back of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea Change of Command ceremony. General and Mrs. LaCamera will remain near the reviewing stand for those who wish to bid them farewell. Under one flag, 같이 갑시다, fight tonight.
Good working with you, sir. It was good. A lot of hard work today.